Hi everyone. What I'm going to talk about in my next few videos is about wheelchair lighting, visibility at night, and overall safety. So what I'm going to make are 3 or 4 short videos instead of one long one, and people could choose to watch or not watch what's applicable to them. What I want to focus on in this first one is what anyone could do with minimal skills. So what I'm referring to is adding reflective tape to your wheelchair. So why this is appealing is for the ambient light sources when you're out after dark or at sunrise. I'm talking about street lighting, lighting from homes, and vehicle lightings that are shining on you. And if you do choose to add some lights to your wheelchair after watching what I'm making, this will help amplify and help increase your visibility. So this idea is cost effective to the nth degree. It's very inexpensive to go on eBay, search for reflective tape, and order in about 2 meters or 6 feet, give or take. And I want to show you where it is on my particular wheelchair. So where the wheel pivots left and right, the small ones, that's called the stem. It's a cylinder tube. So I've placed them on the 4 stems, trying to show the space in the road that I'm occupying. And any light that hits that, the reflective tape is going to come back and be visible to it. So that kind of marks the 4 corners of my wheelchair. I didn't stop there. Now, if you think about a manual wheelchair where you can push it, I also put reflective tape on those 2 vertical columns because that's the best solid surface I could come up with that would show the edges of my wheelchair. And then finally, I wanted to have something at eye length, or eye width, or as close to it as possible for the drivers. So I've covered the back of my wheelchair with reflective tape. So I went from, first I took the seat cover off, just the cloth part, not the formed plastic, but the cloth. And then I just did strips left to right of reflective tape, and then any curves or the mounting points, I did those separately after getting as much reflective tape on as possible. And you could do it in more than one way. You could, when I was putting this on, I was trying to think, if I was a driver, what would I be looking for? What would I recognize? What makes sense to me that's going to be seen? Maybe you choose not to cover your entire back of your wheelchair, but instead put a triangle on the back. That's typically what caution symbols are made out of, that someone could see. They might not know it's a wheelchair, but something's there. And it's that something that you want to get the attention of you. Now, putting reflective tape on your wheelchair should not suddenly make you feel superhuman. When I'm over at night, I use side streets. I pull my wheelchair into parking lots or driveways when cars are going to be going past me. I use bike lanes to get, not be in traffic's way, because those already have the white lines on the curbs or on the road surface where I'm in the space that I'm using. And then, I'm as close as practical to the curb as it's possible. So I'm able to control my wheelchair at about 2 inches from the curb, going the fastest as it's able to. This may not be your skill. That's understandable. I do want to ask you the fundamental question of, Do you need to go out at night or not? And have you thought about what you're going to do for safety before you leave your home? Now, as I get further into these videos, I'll be talking more of the practical elements of this. But it's just something for you to think through overall. Talk this to your friends, talk to this to people you know on Facebook, or at least acquaintances with on Facebook, and see what their input is, and then try to find common threads in the responses that you're getting. So this is where I want to end this first video, and then I'll continue posting about this topic and generally increase in skills over the next few days in getting lighting added to your wheelchair. Thanks for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.